it's such a pleasure to get to meet you. Obviously, I haven't seen the film yet, but with
Neither
great
have I.
anticipation. Oh, you haven't yet?
No.
So what can you reveal without being told off?
I can reveal that there are stars and that there are lightsabers. The Force Awakens continues where Return of the Jedi left off, obviously 30 years later, so a lot has happened in that time. But the themes running through it are still the same. There is still family tension, there is still the battle between good and evil. And there are still fun creatures and speeders and light speed.
Were you on set in Abu Dhabi, and how was that?
Yes, that was my first day was in Abu Dhabi, and it was cool because obviously that's Jakku, that's where Rey lives. It was boiling hot. We drove onto set, and it's like obviously a vast expanse of desert. You can't even see the end of it, and speeders and creatures, and like incredible, like a marketplace. So it was exactly, I think, what JJ wants from this film. It was like sweaty and hot, and everything was tangible. You could obviously touch the creatures, touch the speeders. And for me, as the first, obviously terrified, it was great because we were really there. It really felt like we were there.
Everyone has a memory of a Star Wars film. So for you, what was the most, resonant, something that you really like? Music, sabers?
If I had to pick one thing, I guess because I can't really remember when I saw them all, I guess the music. Because I think everyone would know, like, the Imperial March, even if they haven't seen it. And that's an incredible thing for a score to resonate so much with people. And me and John met John Williams a few weeks ago and saw some of the orchestra playing, which was like incredibly special.
Were you able to gauge how technology will make this Star Wars something different all those years afterwards?
Well, no, because we shot on film. And there were lots of practical effects used. So I think I don't think it will be hugely different than the ones 30 years ago. They employed many of the same techniques. Obviously, they built everything to exactly the same, like the Millennium Falcon was exactly the same. So I don't know how much technology is going to influence this in terms of looks or anything. JJ would probably answer that better than me.
I would really want to sit down and have a 5-hour conversation with him. He's such a fascinating guy.
I know,
isn't he?
and very humble.
Yeah.
Very humble.
What did you like most about him?
Probably his daughter was on set with us, and to see someone who's kind of in charge of something be a really great dad, I think is probably the nicest. Because we were working with the crew. Obviously, a lot of the crew were American in England, and you just see that people family is so important, and obviously it's one of the main themes in the film. So that was just wonderful. It humanizes people, it brings people together, and he was incredibly caring towards me when obviously I was like, well, I can't do it. So that he's just very kind.
Of the former members of the set who are coming back, the Harrison Fords, etc., who were you most delighted to meet, and who ended up being, the best experience to meet?
I couldn't say who's the best experience, but probably my most memorable conversations are with Carrie, just because she just says things that no one else would ever say. She's hilarious, and she's outrageous, and she's wonderful to be around.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And she's Princess Leia. So
and exactly.
It's just nothing more mythical than that.
Yeah.
What are you most looking forward for audiences to discover at this point, not having seen it yet?
I think the reason we've all kept this a secret, and the reason it doesn't feel difficult keeping it a secret, is because it's so exciting thinking about people going into the cinema and experiencing it for the first time. And though people are speculating all the time, there's obviously so much in the film that people have no idea about. So that to me is incredibly exciting, to just see the story unfold in a time where everything is revealed in adverts. To be part of something where we actually don't know what's going to happen is super cool.
No, absolutely. And the first trailer was in itself like kind of a reveal, revealing you, revealing John. So how did it feel on that time? What happened that day when everything, some of it came out?
Well, I remember the first teaser when it came out. I was in Venice with my mum and my sister, and we had flown, and I knew it had been released, and we got to the hotel, and I was like frantically trying to find the Wi-Fi to watch it, and it was great. It was great, but seeing the most recent trailer probably was the most overall emotional. Just very moved by it.